Timotab, and today I'm going to solve DNA Zipper by heliopolix. This is a special edition out of my normal schedule because I wanted to share something. The constructor heliopolix has been a great supporter of this channel, particularly when it was just starting. He's also a well-respected member of the Sudoku community. He recently shared some devastating news, though. His son, who is about the same age as Farsandals, was diagnosed with leukemia a little over a week ago and then passed over this last weekend. I wanted to do this in order to show that the community is behind him in this awful time. His family is currently raising funds for funeral and associated expenses, so as well as the link to this puzzle, there will also be a link to their GoFundMe. If you're able to contribute, please do. I also want to say that nobody should feel any obligation to contribute either. heliopolix, my heart goes out to you and your family. Let's look at the rules, and I'm going to try and keep it together. All right, normal Sudoku rules apply. So that's we're going to place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every box. Normal killer cage rules apply. So the digits in a cage must sum to the number in the top left corner, and digits may not repeat within the cage. Normal crop key pairs rules apply and no negative constraint. So digits across a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, so one will be double the other. So if this were a 2, this could be a 1 or a 4. White dots, digits have to be consecutive, so if this were a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 3 to be consecutive. And no negative constraint, that means that if there's no dot, then it is still permitted to have the double or consecutive values. So this 2 here would, by rule, be allowed to have a 1, 3, or 4 next to it, even though there's no dot. Okay, I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. All right, to start, I think we're going to make use of the secret. That's my gut. Anyway, these cells here, by the secret of Sudoku, must sum to 45, because they consist of the digits 1 to 9, and the sum of the digits 1 to 9 is 45. But these 4 cages, which I'll mark in blue, that is 27 plus 29, which is 58, plus 13 is 61. Is that right? Yes. And if I added that up right, 56. 56 here, plus 13 is 69. Okay, that feels better. 56 plus 13, which is 69, which is, that in particular is 24 more than 45. So these 3 digits have to sum to 24, and they have to all be different because they're in the same row, and the only way to sum 3 different digits to 24 is with 7, 8, and 9. So I'm going to remove that color. All right. I think we get to do the same here. So 27 plus 11 makes 38, plus 13 makes 51, which is 6 more than 45. So these have to be 1, 2, and 3. Right, what more can we do with that? Okay, one of these is going to be 1, 2, and 3. I don't know which one yet. The one that starts with a 2 along these dots is going to have to go 2, 3, and 4. Now, the one that starts with a 3 nominally could go 3, 2, 1. However, the one that is 1, 2, 3 is going to prevent that. Because if this is 1, 2, 3, I then can't do 3, 2, 1 here because I would have 2's in those positions. So we are going to increase along these dots either way. So that's 2, 3, 4. That's 3, 4, 5. In fact, I can do the same there. All right. And I think it's going to work the same here. Yes. So 9, 8, 7 has to be the case. 8, 7, 6 has to be the case. And then I can't go 7, 8, 9 because I'll have a clash of 8s. So that has to be 7, 6, 5. So these 3 digits are 6, 7, 8. These are 5, 6, 7. And I now have 2 triples in each of these rows, so I have a triple left. This is 1, 2, 6. This is 1, 5, 9. And this is 4, 8, 9. All right. Let's think. Okay. This 27 is, if I maximize this to 3, and then I maximize this to 7, 8, 9, which is 24, that becomes 27. So if I maximize this entire cage, that's the only way I can do it. So that's a 3. That is 7, 8, 9. That 3 makes this 4 and 5. That eliminates 5 from there and eliminates a 4 from there. That gives me a 6, 7, 8, 9 triple here. So first of all, this can't be 9, 8, 7. So that is not a 9. And that's not 8, and that's not 7. That has to be 6, 7, 8. That makes this 9, 1, and 2. That's a 9 here, and then we are left with a 7, 8 pair. This small cage, if I minimize this to a 7, and I minimize this to 1, 2, and 3, that sums to 13. So that has to be 1, 2, 3. That has to be a 7, which makes this 8 and... no, not 8 and 9, it's 6 and 5. I can now place the 9 there, making that 8 and that 7. And let's tidy up some Sudoku. So that is not a 9, which means in this row that one is. That's not 9. That's not 9 or 8, so that's a 4 and that's an 8. That 4 here means that this must be 1, 2, 3, because it can't be 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5 because the 4's gone. So that's 1, 2, and 3. That makes this a 5. That makes this a 6. We've got my 1, 2, 3 and my 3, 4, 5. So this must be 2, 3, and 4. And that is the 1. And we have our middle band complete. All right, let's tidy up a little more. This is a 1 because it sees 2 and 3. Is there anything else we can do? I don't think so. All right. So a 4-cell 11 cage can only be made up in one way. and that is with 1, 2, 3, and 5. So a 4-cell 10 cage can only be 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to add 1 to one of those digits, and the only way we can do that without repeating a digit is add 1 to the 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 5. This sees a 1, 2, 3, so that must be a 5. We've already got the 1. And then this is a 2, 3 pair. That leaves 1, 4, and 6 to complete the row. And 4 and 6 is 10, 1 and 2 is another 3, so that's 13, so that adds up correctly. This cannot be a 4. That's not 6. And that's not 1. In fact, that 1 tells me that that is a 6. That makes this a 3 and this a 2. And we get a 4 and a 1 there. Okay. That seems like a pretty good start. Which is my most constrained box here? Is it the 27 with the 8? Probably. So if I take 8 from 27, that gives 19. How can I make 19? There seem to be a lot of options there. So let me have a look somewhere else, perhaps. Okay, this digit. Here we go. Along this black dot, I can only use 1 and 2, or 2 and 4, or 3 and 6, or 4 and 8. And I can't use 1, 2, or 3 on the dot because of here. So this has to be a 4-8 pair. That's the 4. That's the 8. And now we have 12 here. This has to be 15. But I can't use 7, 8 because of that. So it has to be 6, 9. And I know which order they go in because of the 9 in the column, in column 2. This now has to be 5 and 7. Which does in fact add up to the correct value, and then the 5 and 7 in these columns resolve that. Awesome. All right. This white dot, every white dot needs an odd digit and an even digit. And so this has to have a 2 on it because 4, 8, and 6 are used in the column. So that is 2 with either a 1 or a 3. All right. This white dot also has to have an even digit on it. That must be 8. So that is 8 with either 9 or 7. Well, this digit, because of the black dot, cannot be a 7 or a 9 because I can't get another digit that's in where one is double the other for that. So that has to be 8. That is now a 7, 9 there. And this, therefore, must be a 4. That's the only digit that goes with an 8. Okay. Up here, well, I can't put a 5 here, so this has to be a 5. Can't put a 5 here, because I can't put 2 5s in a 10 cage, so that has to be a 5. This is now 1 or 3 because the 2 we know is on that black dot. And this is 7 or 9. So this 7 or 9 makes this 1 or 3, but it can't be a 3. So that's a 1. That's a 9. This 1 or 3 makes this 7 or 9. And it can be either, except this 9 is looking down. That's a 7. That's a 9. And that's a 1. That makes this a 2-3 pair. So if this is a 2, it would have to be a 1 or a 4, but it can't be a 1, so it could be a 4. If this is a 3, this has to be a 6. Okay. What else do I need for this column? I've got 4, 6, and 7. So this has to be a 7 here, and then I get a 4, 6 pair there. That means that in this column, my 6 has to go here, and I get a 2 up here. So that's a 2. That makes this 3 and 2. That makes this 6 and 4. Okay. These two digits then are 3 and 9, and I know the order. These two are 1 and 8, and I know the order. Let's see. I need a 6 in this set of 4, and it can't go there, so that's a 6. I need an 8, which is going to be in one of those two. 7 is going to go here, so this must be an 8-4 pair, and we know the order. That's 8 and that's 4. These two digits then are 1 and 8, and we know the order. That resolves my 7 and 8 down here. And then these two are 5 and 7, and we know the order of those as well. In this column, I need a 2 and a 6. This 6 tells me that this is the 2, this is the 6. And then I need a 3 and a 4, and I can do that too. Okay. So I need a 5, which goes here. By the column, this is 2 or 3, and then the 3 tells me that that's a 2, making this 3 and this a 2. And then we get a 3 here, and finally a 9. That was a lovely puzzle, very approachable, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Heliopolix, for creating it and sharing that with the community. And once again, I cannot imagine what you're going through, but my thoughts and my prayers are with you. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.